Good morning, everybody. My name is Charlotte Sanssouci. Today I'll be talking about modern day boarding schools, beneficial or harmful. By a show of hands, who has been to boarding school? I find myself going back and forth on many of the reasons why boarding school can be beneficial, because I've attended boarding school myself throughout my high school years. I have had a lot of fun with friends that became family. Faculty was the stability of adults that show great responsibility and structure. I had learned to come out of my shell. I still have many friends from boarding school who are now successful educators, lawyers, welders, business owners, RNs, LPNs, and also one who has become a member of the tribal council and the first to make history on the reservation to serve their people at the age of 27. I had learned great independence. Our rooms were like our own little apartments. We could buy our own food and keep it in the kitchen. We could get jobs on campus at the rec center, as well as groundkeeping and to help the kitchen staff. They had a program called VOTEC, where as a junior or senior, you can spend half of your day at school and half at VOTEC. If you had enough credits to graduate, where you could earn certificates for CNA, welding, credits towards a certificate to prepare you for the Federal Police Academy. All of these certifications could put you in the workforce immediately after graduation if that was a path you were looking into. I get it that in today's world, if we hear boarding school, it now sends a chilling feeling through us, now that the true history of our ancestors have been experienced has been brought to light in very recent events. We take a look back into those times in documentaries or even visiting the sites that remain today. I never knew that the school that I thought so highly of was one of them. That was Riverside Indian School in Anadarko, Oklahoma. Had I known the history, I don't think I would have been as open to attending. But at that time in my life, my thought process was, what have I got to lose? A student government body in my hometown high school had a very recent visit with Genoa Indian School, Industrial School Museum, a place that they didn't know how much connection they had until they went there and saw it for themselves.
Truck Month at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair. With Woodhouse Ram, your car buying journey is on your terms. In store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com. Discover the 2023 Ram 1500 at Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair.
Henry, Henry Lashley, then Lasley. My grandmother's parents were here, Henry Lashley and Bertha Wolf, and they got together here. After school, they got married. Who did guess I would find this in this binder? Then I find my grandfather's signature here. And recent, I just grabbed family pictures, old photos, and trying to make a connection to them.
Well, today we brought my students from the Omaha Nation High School in Macy, Nebraska. My senior tribal government class, we brought them to the Genoa Indian School, finding information about their relatives they didn't know about. And it was such a powerful experience for them. I don't think they realized what a connection they had to this place until we actually got here today.
Coming here was just like, for me, is to compare the different reality of it for them and for me.
Upon arrival, school officials forced children to have their hair cut, give up their native dress, and wear uniforms. They forbid the children from speaking their languages. It was English only or be punished.
Understand that we all are important. We have good stories. What happened to them, what was done to their ancestors, and a lot of the problems on reservations today come from these schools. So for them to understand that and maybe understand their community better will give them a sense of healing and a sense of what we can do to move forward in a better way. It gives you a sense of not only history, but of yourself. How did we become who we are today? That's the power of history.
This whole experience for me is a big deal. To share this experience with my family and to show them everything I learned. And it's helped me kind of understand who I am and where I come from and the character of my family. But this is really
I just kind of came across that the other day. It was kind of chilling because those are also my relatives that I come from. And to now know the history of boarding schools and then being a product of boarding school, I feel, for me, it was beneficial. I mean, it's a lot different today than where it used to be. So, a little bit of history. Indian boarding schools were founded to eliminate traditional American Indian ways of life and replace them with mainstream American culture. The first boarding schools were set up starting in the mid-19th century, either by the government or Christian missionaries. In fact, today 4 schools still remain: Chemawa, Sherman, Flandreau Indian School in South Dakota, and Riverside Indian School in Oklahoma. Although the U.S. may have never done right by the indigenous people of these lands, we have all overcome those barriers to be right where we are today. Education matters. Having knowledge is power. Had we not been in the face of adversity more times than we can count, and to overcome all of that, where would we be? As it turns out, the exposure that I had to boarding school made me more aware and understanding of another person's culture and background. It helped me realize that there is a whole world outside of the reservation. There are great, genuine, and kind people you can come across on your journey throughout life. I had access to a better education, not as much freedom, but more independence. Exposure to new and different experiences, like a prom night where everyone stood against the wall and everyone was out on the dance floor. Basketball and football games where the pep rallies were huge and war parties existed. I remember being told that my whole high school years should be the best times of your life. And that is exactly what I got to experience and learn the most from. So do I feel that boarding schools are beneficial in today's modern world? Yes, I do.